So, a lot of pet parents get a little confused about exposure versus socialization or desensitization, even. There's this myth that goes around with raising a puppy or even having a dog that if you expose your puppy to a bunch of different things and that will socialize them and make them like all the things that they were exposed to. And then when they get older, we're wondering, I don't understand. My dog met so many kids as a puppy. Why doesn't he like kids? Well, the reality is exposure is not enough. Exposure coupled with a positive experience is good socialization. So when I'm trying to explain this to like a client, I'm often asked them, say, hey, do you remember Indiana Jones? Do you remember what Indiana Jones is afraid of?
Snakes!
Yeah, snakes. So anyway, let's think about that third Indiana Jones movie. I don't know if you guys remember it, but basically, we see Indiana Jones. He's young. He's played by young River Phoenix. He's ends up in a
That
cave.
cross is an important
He's with his,
artifact. It
a
belongs in a
scouting buddy or
museum.
whatever. And there's a little part where like a snake crawls on his butt, and he's like,
Let him bring the sheriff. It's only a snake.
and of course, our mind is blown because we're like, wait, I thought Indiana Jones doesn't like snakes. What's the deal? Well, Steven Spielberg being a great actor and, George Lucas, whatever. There's this chase scene and 10 minutes later or whatever, they're chasing down this train, end up on this like zoo train car kind of thing. And Indiana Jones ends up in this like reptile cart of the train, falls into a pit of snakes and we all go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's why Indiana Jones doesn't like snakes. None of us walked away from the experience going, I don't understand. How come he doesn't like snakes? He just met 1,000 snakes. But we do that with our dogs all the time. We expose them to a bunch of different things. We don't keep track of whether or not they're liking it. We end up sensitizing them instead of desensitizing them. So we end up with dogs later on with a lot of fears. So some things to keep in mind. One, your dog's socialization phase is between 0 and 4 months old. So if you have an adult dog, you're not socializing them anymore. You're going to potentially be desensitizing with things. Exposure is either going to sensitize or desensitize us. Indiana Jones was sensitized to snakes. If I'm going to work on that kind of stuff, keep it short, keep it positive, and watch for stress signals. And for adult dogs with established learning history, counter conditioning can really help with this process, and so can we.